Hey, Dan here, and in this video we're going to talk about what motivates an ENFP, or another way to look at it is how to set goals as an ENFP, how to determine the things you want to have happen in a way that will actually be motivating for you, and therefore you'll be more likely to actually achieve. Now, full disclaimer, I am not claiming to be an expert at achieving goals or anything like that. There are a lot of pieces of paper scribbled around my apartment from over the years that have not been achieved, but I want to share what has worked for me as well as what hasn't. So one of the things that has not worked for me is setting goals based on numbers. I want to earn X dollars, like $10,000 per year, that would be pretty easy. $10,000 per month as a goal. I remember that was my goal when I was 23 or 24, which is sort of picking a number, right? This is what I want to earn. Or the other way of setting them is around like these big impact numbers people do. Like, I want to impact 1 million people, or I want 1 billion people to watch my videos, that sort of stuff. For me, I've never found that is really that motivating, or that it actually works out. Now, what I have found is really likely to succeed for me in terms of setting goals are things about experiences or big changes, and specifically anything that involves people and an impact in that way tends to work a lot better for me. So if I look back at some goals I set in my early 20s, and I'm in my 30s now, the ones that I had set that were based on just earning X amount of money or buying this car or this sort of thing, which I thought was what I wanted, but really wasn't. But, that was the influences I had at that stage of my life. When I look at those, I rarely would actually achieve those because they'd look good on paper, but it wasn't what I really wanted. Where if I look at the things that are experience-based, or like go live in this city, or go visit this friend in this country, or become a big brother, or these sorts of things, those almost always happen because, well, a couple of reasons. One is, in some ways, they are easier to make happen. At least for me. I know there's a lot of people who make a lot of money and could never bring themselves to move to a new city or go travel or whatever. But for me, I always found them easier because you can make one big decision. So buy a plane ticket, sell all your furniture, that sort of thing, and then make that big change. But I think more importantly, the motivation for me, and I think for most, if not all ENFPs, is around people. We love to help other people, or create experiences or stories for them, or contribute to other people in a way of, visiting them somewhere, or creating this great event that they get to experience, or making a change in their lives. This is a very common thing I hear from other ENFPs, like my coaching clients, is sometimes they're earning a lot of money, but their motivation is never the money. It's about the impact. It's about connecting with people. It's about creating something. So this is the other element for ENFPs, is we generally like to create things, and that means following a script, following, like, you'll see ads online for these business in a box, like follow the 12-step blueprint and blah, 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 right? That is not going to work very well for an ENFP because we like to create something new, original. It doesn't have to be some work of art, but we'd rather have a challenge and something that we actually are working on and making something that's new than just following sort of a script or a routine that we do the same thing every day and every day. And so stepping back, if you're looking at the things to base your goals off of, I would look at people and your connection with them in the actual moment. So let's say you're locked away in a laboratory and you're saying, I want to impact 10,000 people. And you're doing work and you give your work to someone and they share it with 10,000 people. That's not going to be as motivating as if you're working directly with 10 people or 20 people, where you actually have that human interaction element. That's going to be, I think, the most important part of it, where you actually have that direct connection with other people. It doesn't mean you can't also influence 10,000 people or 100,000 people or whatever. Your work can touch many people. But having that interactive element with people directly is going to be really important. And then the second part is, can you be creating something or doing something where there at the very least is a challenge for you? If it's really easy work, if it's repetitive, if there's not a lot of risk of failing, it's going to be really hard to motivate yourself. At least that's been my experience. I found that something that in theory should be really easy take a couple hours. If it's too easy, I almost can't do it. Might take me 10 hours to do because I'll procrastinate it because there's no challenge there. There's nothing I'm creating. Where something that should be extremely difficult will actually be easy for me because it's challenging and it energizes me and I get excited about it. And that makes the whole thing a lot more fun. And then that experience is actually easy and I get a lot more work done and yada, 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 right? And so if you're looking at your goals, I would say look at these two elements. Is it related to people? Are you going to get some kind of feedback from what you're doing? And is it challenging enough? Are you actually doing something that's going to excite you and energize you? And I think if you apply these two things to setting goals, and I guess it is around New Year's now, so probably a good time to look at setting some goals. I think if you're going to apply these two things, you'll find that it becomes a lot easier to achieve your goals, and also the process will be a lot more fun. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and catch you in some other videos soon. Thanks for watching.